Hey, hey, hey. I hardly ever do these lives where I'm actually moving around doing something unless it's the painting. Um, but just wanted to come on. Y'all, I need my hair braided. Okay. Just did a store run. Got me some kale. Let me turn this light on. That doesn't make it any better, but got some kale. I need my kale in my life. And these green juices by this grocery store out here in Texas, Houston, HEB. They make fresh juices. They got grapefruit. They have a green drink that has pineapple in it, but it's a little too sweet for me. I love pineapple, but I'm not really a sweet person, so that's what I had to get. And I got 3 of those. Usually I get 5, but on a budget. And then just got some other little stuff, my key limes, and this fresh butternut squash is so good. So I saute this and just eat it with quinoa or eat it with the kale. Put it on top of the kale. It's really good. And got some more of these. These are like a staple. These plum tomatoes. And got some of these. Get the grapes with the seeds. Definitely want fruit with seeds. And then I got some of these shots. And they have these Whole Foods, Sprouts. I got these at HEB. So I try to like take my little immunity shots and whatnot. So I'm about to take that tonight because I didn't have any more shots. So anyway, oops, sorry, I did that close up. So I was on my IG live earlier, and let me turn some light on. And I was talking about this conversation I had with this gentleman. Not gonna say his name or what he does because then people might know who it is, and I don't want to put him on blast like that. So anyway, we were talking about. He mentioned that, or I forget what context we were talking about, but he said older women, at a certain age, you start to lose value. And I said to who? I said, well, a man will feel like that if he's trying to still have kids. That's one of the main things. Men who don't have kids, or maybe they want more kids, they want to get with somebody who can have children. But I don't think that that's a reason to consider a woman of low value because she can no longer produce children, or if she never could produce children, right? And then also, he was saying he really doesn't, there's no woman that he's dealt with, and he's been married before, there's no woman that he's dealt with that's been a 10 in his eyes. And I'm like, wow. And he's like, well, and then compared Beyonce, and I love Beyonce, but I'm like, you cannot compare the average woman to Beyonce. I mean, I feel like I'm a 10 already. That's just how I feel. Whether whoever is watching this feels that I am or not, as long as I feel like I'm a 10 and I'm valuable, that's all that matters. And I carry myself that way. And I didn't always. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it all the way real. I did not always value myself, and now I see that. Before, I didn't. When people would tell me, I just thought they were just being mean or harsh or whatever. But then, I knew. After a while, I knew because certain patterns, certain situations that were happening, who I was choosing to deal with, how I was choosing to deal with them. So I feel like every woman is a 10. Every woman is of high value, but it's how you carry yourself. How do you carry yourself? Do you carry yourself like a woman or young lady who values themselves, who has self worth and self respect, self love? I didn't always, but that did not mean that I was not a valuable woman. But when you don't see your value and you don't walk with, you know, your head held high and self respect, and, people can see that. And some people prey on that. And then um, when you do start to change and want to do better and want to grow and want to be a better person, when you start changing, sometimes people put you down and they want to knock you back down to where you were in your low point when they probably felt comfortable because they felt like they were above you, they felt better than you, or they felt like they could control you and that you were weak, right? Um, no, when you start to see, oh hey, how you doing, Dominic? So when you start to see, and that goes for men too, but I wanna speak to the ladies because a lot of times we're told that we're not valuable. We're treated like we're not valuable, and I just want women to know you are valuable. And sometimes it takes us a minute to realize that, but you are definitely valuable. Don't let anybody tell you any different, right? So I'm older. Some people don't know, but I'm 51, just turned 51 in August. And so when people question me, why don't you have kids? Why aren't you married? Da, 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 da. I had opportunities to do both of those things. Um, and, for me, when I'm in the right situation, financially and home wise, I want to adopt. Adoption is something I always wanted to do. So that is something that I want to do. And I've been a mom in many ways to, my god kids, my goddaughter's kids, been like a grandma, whatever. I always babysat as a child, you know what I mean? So I have been a mom. I'm very maternal. And I don't, and for a while, I felt like not having kids was something that did kind of devalue me, right? Because, a lot of women do want to have kids. Some women don't, though. I have met women who actually never wanted to have children. I've always wanted to be a mom. So for me, when I was ready to do that and it just wasn't happening, I felt like, wow, I felt bad about it. But now, just being on my spiritual journey, going through healing, meditation, different transformations and growth over these last few years, I definitely consider myself a high value woman. Absolutely. Just based on things that I've done in my life, the experiences that I've had, the opportunities that I've had, going to college. Now I'm like, all that debt, all that debt. I'm trying to see something with the getting some assistance with my student loans, but I've done a lot. I'm an entrepreneur. I've helped meet people in many, many ways. I love to volunteer. I'm always giving stuff away. I'm very generous. When I have, I give. That's the type of person that I am. So I look at value. Some people look at value as looks. Value also is what you can bring to the table. And, I'm big on that too. What can you bring to the table? I don't want to be the only one holding it down in the household. You know what I mean? So, what can you bring to the table? And that's a valid question for both genders, right? Um, but yeah, I look at integrity, character, personality, all of that, how you treat me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many things that I consider um, when I'm considering just friends, relationship, intimate relationship, whatever, what have you. Um, so yeah, I just want women to, and then, a lot of us women, especially black women, we treat each other so bad. And I feel like we get enough of that from the outside world, from all other races, plus some men, some black men. We get that. We it's very challenging for black women. So I feel like, we need to uplift each other. We don't need to constantly put each other down. We get that enough. You know what I mean? So I just think it's important. Just, choose wisely in who you have in your circle. And if you have to be by yourself for a while, be by yourself for a while. I have many, many days and nights and months where I go into what's called hermit mode. Or I just don't feel like, when I feel like I need to just be in the house, when I feel like I'm not really feeling like I need to be around people, like, maybe I'm too vulnerable, my energy is too open, or, if that makes sense. I always like to protect my energy, especially now that I'm more in tune with spirit and aspects of spirituality. I'm definitely more conscious now and more active. So, when I'm not feeling my best, I stay my ass in the house, or I go right out there on that balcony and chill. You know. But yeah, so yeah, that was just an interesting conversation, and I'm like, man, how can you really use Beyonce as like an example of what a 10 should be? Like, nobody, in his eyes, it was like he felt like nobody could achieve that status. No, they can. You know what I mean? Like, that's possible. Maybe not as an artist, but you can make the money. You can make the money if right opportunity, right opportunity and right ideas and all of that. Who always does what? I just thought it was interesting because that was the first person I've heard just use Beyonce as an example. And I love her to death, but I'm like, that's not fair. Because, what woman is like at that level? You know what I'm saying? There are women, though. There are definitely women making money. So I think he was looking, because he was talking about the whole package, her beauty, everything. And I'm like, you know what? She is very beautiful. I've met her a couple times. I've come across her a couple times. One time in passing, and then one time as, I'm a stylist. So, we were at an award show, and she was in the back and I was in the back. And we all prayed, we had a prayer circle. But anyway, she's very, oh, yeah. But she's very humble. She has a beautiful, beautiful personality. So how she is, how you see her in her interviews, that's how she is. So I look at that. I consider that when I'm talking about value the inner beauty and the outer beauty. It just has to match. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know. I just thought that was very shallow of him. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to be nice because what I really want to say. But I'm not, because a lot of times I think some women tend to tear down men, and sometimes we do it publicly. And so I don't want to use this platform for that. What I want to just say and focus on is the fact that women, we are valuable. We are 10s. You got to carry yourself as a 10, though. And you have to realize that you are a 10 and act accordingly, right? So it's from the inside out. Inside out. So, yes. And I'm still doing work on myself. But I know where I came from and where I am now. And that also comes with age and time and all of that, and just having different experiences. But yeah, if I don't think I'm a 10, who is? If I don't big myself up, who's gonna do it? Right? If I don't promote what I do, who's going to do it? If I don't promote my business and my work and, me trying to do art or whatever it is, thank you. And, yeah, I don't have my eyebrows on, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is clean face right here. Braids need to be redone. But, I feel great. You know what I mean? I feel good. I'm very proud of myself and all that I've accomplished. I still have so much more that I want to do. And I'm not nearly where I want to be, right? But I'm in a space right now where I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, taking a break from the East Coast right now and experiencing the amenities that I always wanted when I was living in Brooklyn, right? I got a washer and dryer. I have a dishwasher. I have a balcony. It's the little things, right? And the rent is $400 less. Thank you. Oh no, I was like, oh no, I'm a 10. Huh? I was like, that's interesting. You know what? And you know what? I don't even know if I said that to him. But it was a conversation, just trying to get to know the person. So I was like, wow, you don't even see your ex-wife as a 10? I was like, why'd you marry her? I mean, valid question. But no, definitely, that's just not, that just told me right there. And there's a couple other red flags, but that told me right there, like, man, that's not somebody you want to consider. They didn't even see their ex-wife as a 10. And like, honestly, they don't see you as a 10. They don't see me as a 10 right now. I can't fuck with you. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's deep, right? I was just like, whoa. And I don't know, maybe he was saying that because of the situation that happened, of why they are divorced. I was thinking that, but it's like, I don't think it was even that. Like, I don't think he ever thought that she was a 10. I'm like, well, wow. I mean, if you want a 10, then that's what you should strive to get, right? That's what I feel. I mean, why lower your expectations and standards just so you could be married? Because now you're not married. But yeah, I don't know. And I don't even think my expectations are high. I just I know what I want. I know what I want. I know what I'm not going to put up with. And definitely, I want somebody to value me as much as I value myself. You know what I mean? Because I'm a value whoever I'm dealing with. And I can definitely say I've dealt with some men that were tens, straight up. Now, we didn't work out, but that doesn't mean that they weren't a 10, right? Um, so I can definitely say that. And we just weren't compatible, right? Sometimes you think you're compatible in the beginning, but just because you're not compatible with somebody doesn't mean that they're not valuable or they're not a 10 or they're not a good person. Just sometimes it's really just about timing, right? So anyway, man, I was like, whew, wow. Yeah, that was crazy. That was interesting. But it's good to have these conversations with people because you could just see where their mind frame is and just see if you want to continue, if you want to move forward in getting to know them more, or just leave them at the level that you're at, right? And that's why also it's good to wait to have sex. Like now I'm like, nah, you got to be like, nah, I'm just not giving it to anybody, right? And it's good to observe. Just observe, get to know people, talk to people. And it definitely takes longer than a month, It takes longer than 3 months, it takes longer than 6 months. I feel like the older I get, I can definitely, like, that's not an issue. I can definitely hold out on the sex, right? And whoever doesn't want to wait, then obviously they're not on the same page. And bye, it was nice knowing you, or we could just be platonic friends, and I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. But because I look a little bit younger than what I am, some guys approach me in a way that's just, they just want to have sex. And I'm like, no, I'm not there. I'm past that. I'm past that. What you about? What you about? What can you bring to the table in friendship or relationship, intimate relationship? That's how I am. Because I know I bring value to a relationship, business, personal, intimate, whatever. And I only want to be aligned with like-minded people at this point and stage in my life. I really do. It's so important. So important. Anyway, thanks for listening. I don't know. You know what? I want to come on these live. I want to do more lives, but I feel like I don't get a lot of. I guess people don't get a lot of notifications. I do have a few subscribers, but I don't get a lot of. I guess they don't see the notifications or whatever. But I would like to do more lives. But a lot of times I feel like I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So it's nice that I had somebody on here tonight. Dominic, thank you for tapping in and engaging in this conversation that I'm having. Or this dialogue, this message. But a lot of times I don't like getting on live because I don't know. Like, I really am not an on-camera person. I like being behind the scenes. And it's interesting because when I was an undergraduate, I studied communications, and I thought I wanted to be a reporter. And then, and not a field reporter, but a reporter in the station, right? So I had an internship at Channel 4 in San Francisco, and because that's where I was born, I'm from San Francisco. Um, so I don't even remember how long I had that internship, but I was like, ooh, this is not for me. Just like I worked with Pam Moore. I was like her intern, and then I was like at the news desk. I would go out with some of the field reporters. Like I did a little bit of everything, so it was cool, so I could see what I wanted to do. Definitely didn't want to be outside though, because I don't want to be in the elements. I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold. I don't like the rain. And I've lived in New York for no, I'm in Texas right now. I just moved to Texas from Brooklyn, New York. So no, I prefer Brooklyn. I prefer NYC over Cali. I'm sorry, and I am a Cali girl, but you know, I lived in New York longer than I lived in California. So yeah, but yeah, I had that internship, and I just was like, being on camera is not for me. I don't know. Even studying communications, and we had to get up in front of the class, and we had to speak and all that stuff. Where you at? You in Cali? I know it seems like I have a lot of Cali followers, or subscribers. Sorry, I don't like saying followers. That's kind of weird because I don't follow. But I have a lot of subscribers that are from Cali, I think. But yeah, I'm from the Bay. I lived in LA for almost a year. Um, but you know what? LA for me is somewhere I just like visiting. I like staying there for a little short term period. And then I like going back to the East Coast. Oh, Tennessee. Oh, okay. Okay. I've never been to Tennessee. But yeah, I've never been to Tennessee. I know a lot of, so I have family that's from Omaha, Nebraska too. And it seems like a lot of people from Nebraska have roots in Memphis, which I thought was interesting. Oh, Yuma, Arizona. Okay. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Mesa, Scottsdale, and Phoenix. It's hot as hell. Ooh, it's too hot for me. I was in a friend's wedding in I think she got married in Phoenix. This was so long ago. But it was so hot. It was hot. It was so hot. Wow. I remember that heat. I almost passed out in that damn bridal dress. I was a bridesmaid, and it was so hot. I think it was like 113 on her wedding day. Oh. Yeah, I have a lot of family in different places too, but I don't even, I don't talk to a lot of them, so, you know, it's that. My main family I talk to is in Nebraska. So, yeah, and then I have family in Kansas City, Missouri, LA, family in New York. But actually, I never met them, but I have family in New York on my dad's side. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Like, I know that I need to do these lives because I have a business, it's part of my branding, and all that good stuff. But I really only like to come on when I have something to talk about. Oh, I never been to Buffalo. Yeah, me and my mom took a bus trip from Manhattan to Niagara Falls, so we probably passed through Buffalo at that point, but that was a 10 hour, I think that was a 10-hour ride. But yeah, Niagara Falls is beautiful. Um, But yeah, it's so cold. I hate the winter, but for what I do, because I work in TV and film now, um, I have to be in. Hey, how you doing? I have to be either in New York or LA because that's where all the film and TV work happens. But since I'm more comfortable in New York and I lived there for so long, I'm definitely going back there. It's just, ooh, it's so expensive. It really is. You know, I came down here to spend time with some of the few family members that I have here in Texas. And then also want to buy a house because it is cheaper, but there are certain areas where it's expensive because a lot of people are moving here from New York and Cali and dropping cash on these houses. So the real estate did go up a bit. I'm in Houston. Yep, I'm in Houston right now. And I don't like it. I don't. I mean, I'm a city girl. I'm a big city girl. And you would think Houston is huge, but it's still country. It's still country. It's laid back. And I'm just used to a certain pace, you know? I'm used to a certain pace. I'm going to put it like that. Certain pace, certain lifestyle. But, you know, yeah. But actually, over the holiday, I went to this art event. I love art events. I'm really big into that. So that was really nice. All black artists. I posted video on my Instagram, and I posted some of the pictures on my Instagram. So yeah, that was nice. That's the kind of stuff I like to do because a lot of the events and stuff that happen, pool parties, you can only go to so many of those, and I've only been to one so far, and it was cool. It was a grown and sexy pool party, but yeah, it's like a lot of brunch things. I'm like, people eat out here, but a lot of the restaurants, and I'm not even exaggerating, a lot of the restaurants out here have bad reviews. The food is mediocre. Now, see, LA has some great restaurants. San Francisco, great restaurants. New York, great restaurants, right? So my standards are high, and that my expectations are high, and because that's what that's what I'm used to, right? So it's just hard. It's been hard. Yeah, I've been to Atlanta, and I was in Atlanta last year because I worked on a film. So I was there for 20 days. Actually, I was there a little longer than 20 days. But, and that was 2022. The time before that, I was in Atlanta in 2009. So that's a big gap. Honestly, there was a Jamaican spot that I thought was good. I don't even remember the name of it because I always want some Caribbean food. And then there was a sushi spot because I love sushi. A sushi spot that was really good. I went to Candy's restaurant, Candy from Escape. That was okay. That was okay. That was decent. But I didn't think, and then the other restaurants that I tried in between that, because I was working so much, so a lot of the stuff I was ordering through like Grubhub or something, and I was just trying like different restaurants, and I wasn't impressed at all. And even on my off time, which was only during the weekend while I was there, it wasn't, I didn't really find any restaurants that was good except that sushi spot. I don't know. It wasn't really much to do from what I remember, because when I went in '09, I was a little younger. So now, I'm not trying to be at the club. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not trying to do that. I like bars and lounges, and that's, and some cultural stuff, some cultural events. Give me that. I'll do brunch every now and then, little day party here and there, but yeah. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't, like, I could buy something in Atlanta, Houston, maybe even one of the Carolinas. Oh yeah. Did I go? No, I don't think I went to a hair show in Atlanta. Mm-mm. Nope. Haven't been. But yeah, I mean, Atlanta's cool though. My mom has a really good friend that lives out there. She's been there forever. And she's actually, because my parents are from Nebraska. So my mom's friend moved to Atlanta like when they were young. So she's been there for forever. And she has a beautiful home. I did get to visit her once when I was there, but I was so tired. Like my days off, I really just wanted to sleep. But yeah, and I know people in Atlanta. Oh, it just didn't do it for me. I love how there's so much land. Like you could buy a house and it's just sitting on a lot of land. I love that. There was a lot of that. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe it could be a spot. I just see like Atlanta. I see Atlanta, Houston, um, you know, as places to like come when you retire, or if you have family, if you have a family, or you're in a relationship, or you have a specific type of business that you want to start. I'm talking about Houston. You have a specific business that you want to start. There's opportunity here. Definitely opportunity to make money, you know. Um, so that's a good thing. But they're gonna start doing film productions and TV productions out here. There's some things they have to work on, tax credits. Um, your schoolmates. Are you in college? Um, yeah, so productions, film and TV productions get tax credits. Oh, okay. They get tax credits, so they don't have that here yet. Um, so I feel like it's gonna happen soon. I know 50 Cent registered his business here, so he's probably gonna be shooting some productions here. I mean, that would make sense. I think that's why he would register his business here, right? So like, when opportunities open up for that, I definitely want to be back and forth, and hopefully, I can buy something, just get a townhouse. The property taxes out here are extremely high, so I don't want to do that. So, get something Airbnb, do a townhouse or a condo. I'm renting a condo actually from someone, and it's really just a one-bedroom apartment. I would rather have a townhouse, because then if you have different levels, you could Airbnb you know, each different level if you want, or rent out the whole house. So anyway, but yeah. So how long have you been in Tennessee? Whew, okay. What time is it? Oh, you know what? I gotta finish watching. Oh, 93. Okay. Oh, that's a long time. You must like it. Yeah, I gotta finish watching Power Book 4. I'm a Powerhead, BMF, um, Raising Canaan. I love all of them. I don't know. some people are like, it's too, it's the same. But I like the storyline. I don't know. I mean, BMF, that's like based on true events. Um, but yeah, I just like that kind of stuff. It's entertaining for me, right? Um, but yeah. Oh, you gotta watch. Oh, your dad was in the military. Okay. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, my grandfather was in the military. Well, he had been out of it by the time I was born, but um, yeah, he was in the military. My dad was in the military for a minute. His father was in the military. I got a cousin that was in the military. She retired a couple years ago from the military. But yeah, I don't know if you watched any movies recently, but Strays is good. That's with Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell. No, that's what I was talking about. Power Book 4 with Tommy. Yeah, I started watching it earlier, and then I shut that down so I could go walk. Because now I try to walk at least 3 or 4 days a week to get my cardio in. So I wanted to do that before it got too late. And then I had to go to the grocery store and get some stuff I needed. So I'm about to watch that now, actually. Yep, I'm about to watch it now. Yeah. He's funny. It took a minute. Like, I feel like the first few episodes in the first season was kind of, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but it started getting better. It's good, though. I like the show. So, yeah. And I like, you know what? I'm a 50 Cent fan, so I like supporting him. And I was able to work on one episode of Power Book 2 last year. So, and I feel like that took forever. I'm like, damn, all this time I've been wanting to get just on Power, the first one. And didn't do that. But anyway, well, I'm going to go because it's getting late. I'm getting sleepy. And it was nice chatting. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know when I'm going to be back on here, but I'll be back on here at some point. But my Instagram is Mary, Mary _ FLOW 007. Mary _ Flow FLOW 007. So just in case you want to check out the page. But anyway, have a good night. Thank you.